everything changes.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome into the Rockstarflipper YouTube channel. Today's January 15th, 2020, and everybody is asking me how to tell their inventory, cost of goods, and cost of goods sold from last year into the new year. So I want to show you there are two, somewhat a third way to accurately track your inventory, cost of goods, and cost of goods sold. This is probably a video that I've done previously, but a question that I get more than almost anything else that I'm asked is how to properly track inventory. And my answer has always been kind of a bad one, and I know people don't like it, is that I don't track inventory. That sounds crazy, but I'm gonna explain to you what I mean by I don't track inventory. And all I mean is I don't track every single item line by line by line by line by line. Imagine going out to the bins and buying 50 pieces of clothes, or going to thrift stores and estate sales and buying 40 or 50 items a day, 3 and 4 days a week. Now you've got 200 or 300 items that you got to sit and write them all down line by line by line by line by line and assign them a unique SKU and a thing and tracking them. That's crazy to me. I think it's insane and it's not required of you to do, and it's actually silly if you do it. So that's pretty much why I say I don't track inventory exactly. Of course, I track how much I've spent and how much my cost of goods versus cost of goods sold are, but I don't do it item by item by item, and that's just not the right way to go. If you're not buying much, maybe you could. And in theory, I guess the legal proper way to do it is to do it every single item. But what I'm about to show you is absolutely 100% legal. In fact, the IRS is okay with it. Everyone's okay with it. CPAs are okay with it. And it's really the way that you should do it that's more time efficient and more effective. And hopefully you'll understand one of these 2/3 ways to do it. So without further ado, I'm going to take you over to my spreadsheets, my computer, because that's going to be the only way that I can really show you guys how to do this properly, so you can follow along with how I would do it on a spreadsheet. Now, of course, if you pick up my 2020 package, my 2020 package for $20.20, I have an entire section about accounting in that package. So it's something to get. And what I'm going to also do for everyone here is I have a friend, Mark, who's a CPA. He's a licensed CPA, Mark, from Not Your Dad CPA, and he's actually opened his tax accounting course, his tax accounting program for everyone at a special price for me and for my viewers. And so what I want to do is, if you guys are going to invest the money in Mark's course, which I'm going to tell you about in just a second, you're going to get it, I will send you over my material for free. Just come to me, tell me you bought Mark's program, and show me the receipt, and I will send it over to you for free from my material as well. Now, I'm not licensed, he is, and his course is gonna go way more in depth. So if you can get his, I highly recommend it. All of the information, I'm gonna link you a video below to check it out. So like I said, if you go over to his video, it'll have a link to sign up for his course first. I need you to use that link. And the second link is the video that you can watch of his channel that'll explain everything to you. But if you use my link, to sign up for his course for accounting and to get your stuff in track, then I will send you my material on how I go about tracking my stuff all through the year and the methods that I use. So make sure you do that. You just, go to his link, watch his video, learn about his thing. If it's something that you want to do, come back to my video and use the link to sign up, and then tell me and I'll send you my material. Now, if you want to know how I just do my cost of goods versus cost of goods sold, that's going to be the second part of this video, which as soon as I cut here, we're going to go over and take a look at. So let's jump over to my computer and do that right now. After we take a look at how I track my cost of goods and cost of goods sold, I want to come back over here and let you see all of what Mark includes in the program, because his course, again, he's a licensed CPA. He's going to cover all of it, and then I'm just going to throw in my materials for all of you that decide to pick it up. He's offered a very special price and only at a discount for a limited time to my viewers who are using my link below. So come back after you see this cost of goods versus cost of goods sold and check out everything Mark is offering. And then if you decide it's for you, you can use the link and let me know afterwards. Show me the receipt, show me the invoice, show me the confirmation from Mark, and I will send you over all of my content at no extra charge. If you've already got my content, Mark's course for a complete licensed CPA is still a really great option from you. What I teach you is just how to keep track of your numbers and what stuff you should be, hanging on to, holding on to for the course of the year. Mark's going to actually go into everything in depth, which again, we're going to cover as soon as I finish showing you this cost of goods versus cost of goods sold. So let's go over to my computer, let's check it out, and then we'll come right back here afterwards. Okay, so I am on my Google Sheets. You can do Excel. You can Google a Google search for Google Sheets and come over here to Google Docs and create a sheet. And so this would be line item by line item, and this is how you would do it if you wanted to track item by item. Now, this is the official way that a lot of you like to do it, and so this is kind of a way that you can do it, kind of a way that you can't. So you'll need two tabs. One is going to be your sales and one is going to be your cost of goods sold. Now I recommend kind of separating this into two sheets. So what you can do is down here at the bottom, you can add a second sheet and you can rename them sales. And then you can name this, rename this cost of goods. And then you can also have a third sheet, which you should do, which would be kind of like, expenses, which will be miscellaneous. We'll talk about in a second. So the sales. So the first thing that you would do is you just make this column the date of the sale, and then you would put the item that's sold. You could put you could put like platform, and then you could put like sale price, and then you could put like eBay, Posh, Etsy fee, or you could just call it platform fee, final value fee, whatever you want to call it. And then you could put this here for PayPal fee if it's sold on eBay, and then you could put cost of shipping label. And so you would just kind of create this little thing out here, and then you would put, like the net after fees and shipping, right? So we'd have all that. So let's say that today's the first day and you go out to the store and you buy up some stuff. Let's say you go to the thrift store and you buy 10 items, right? So these are going to be your cost of goods and cost of goods sold. So again, we're going to do, oh my goodness, I am failing here. We're going to do the date and we're going to do the item purchased, right? And then you could do like the store or locale, whatever you bought it from. And then you could do the cost of inventory, right? Because the first thing it is going to be called cost of inventory. It's in your inventory when you buy it. And then when it moves over, it becomes the cost of goods sold. Okay, so let's say that today was January 15th and you just started your business today, right? Okay, and let's say that you decided to go out to the thrift stores and you were able to buy, I'm just going to copy this. You were able to buy 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shirts, right? Let's just say you bought t-shirts today, right? So you bought t-shirts, okay? And actually, I forgot we need to insert a column here. You can give them an individual SKU. This is going to be the only way you can find items or know exactly what they are. Because what happens if you bought 10 band t-shirts, right? Let's just say this was let's go to items purchased. Let's call this a Grateful Dead shirt, right? T-shirt, right? Vintage. Well, what if you bought 2 or 3 of them? How would you know which one it is? You could SKU this as 001, 002, 003. You call it whatever you want to call it, right? 004, 005. Problem with those, kind of when you do 00s, is, it disappears into 1, 2, 3, 4. So you could call this like number 100, 101, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105. And so you could SKU these up, right? And this is the SKU you could use in eBay, and this would give you a good cross-reference if you had to do it. Again, you can see how this would take. Let's say you bought 10 Grateful Dead t-shirts, right? Now you could call this one red and black. Maybe, this one is green and black. Just kind of giving you guys some examples, right? And however you have to describe them. But you're going to give them SKU numbers all the way down to 100, 106, 107, 108, 109. Did I skip one here? 100, 101, 102, 103, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shirts into 109 because you're starting at 100 to 109. Okay. Now let's say we bought them at the Goodwill retail store in Tampa. I live in Tampa, so let's go ahead and just do that. Okay. So then we bought them all at the same store because we found a rack of them, right? Now cost of inventory. Let's say that cost, let's say they were $3 a piece, right? And so we're just going to do times 10 shirts. Well, we know that that's $30, but they came to tax on the $30, right? Let's just say they came out to, 30, I don't know, 30 $33, right? So they're going to come out to $3.30 a piece, right? Oops. So we could just click and drag this down. It's easier, right? Okay. And then we're going to total that up. We're going to use the sum button. And we're going to total, and we're going to just total all the way down, but you can do that later. Okay. So they came out to $33 for the cost of inventory, right? Okay. Now, when these items sell as a cost of goods sold, right? This is our purchasing side. This is our cost of goods and cost of goods sold. If the business ended tomorrow, if the year ended tomorrow, my cost of inventory is 33. I haven't sold anything because I've sold nothing. I haven't sold anything. So let's say I list them all. And let's say tomorrow or the next day I sell one. So let's say on January, today's the 15th. So let's say on the 18th, I sell one, right? Did I do 2019 over here? I did 2020. Okay. So let's say that I sell item, right? And then I should have inserted one to the left for SKU as well. Let's say I sold item number 103, right? So it's a Grateful Dead, right? Grateful Dead shirt, SKU number 103. And I sold it on eBay and I sold it for $25. And the final value fee was $2.50, and PayPal's gonna, well, let's just say it was $20 because I know this fee. It's $2 fee, 88 cents PayPal. And let's say the cost of the shipping label was $3.75, right? So the net, you're gonna wanna do a sum, and you're gonna do the sum of the sale price minus the final value, minus the PayPal fee, minus the cost of the shipping label. I sold it for $20 with free shipping, right? So I made $13.37 in my pocket after paying all the fees and the label, okay? So now I want to know what I profited. Well, I could go over to the cost of goods and see that I paid $3.30. So then you could make a line that says cost of goods, right? And we know that it was $3.30 after the tax. And this is total profit in this line, right? Okay. And of course, we're going to go ahead and take away our $13.37, which is what we got after fees, subtract our cost of goods, and we made $10.07 on that shirt, right? Perfect. Now, that tells us how much profit. Now, when we come up here, we can do the sum and sum it all the way down, right? And you'll do this for all the columns. If you're not familiar with Excel, go ahead and look up some videos where you can total everything up, right? So we know that we could total the sale price here at the top as well. And that will give us our total sales at the end of the year after we put them all in. And then, our final value fees, this would sum up everything that we've paid on the platforms. And then we're going to sum up our total PayPal fees. And then we're going to sum up our total cost of shipping labels, right? Okay. And then obviously we could get our net, which we could total all that up. And then our cost of goods here, right? And so total profit, $10.07. Now we'd come over here to cost of goods sold. Now we sold 103, right? So now the cost of goods sold is $3.30, right? Okay. So we're going to total that up because we now have a total that we spent was $33. $3.30 of it has sold. And then we're going to create a remaining inventory line, right? And the remaining inventory is going to take the total we spent minus the cost of goods. So we now have $29.70 left in inventory. The other 9 shirts cost us $29.70. Our cost of goods sold is $3.30. So now we have a sales total here showing us how much we sold total, how much we paid in fees, PayPal, and shipping labels, how much were left over after we paid all those fees, and how much we paid for all of those items. Now this cost of goods sold should end up matching the cost of goods sold here. And this gives us our total profit. And then of course, when eBay or the IRS, asks us for how much the cost of goods sold was, we have that number, and they're going to want to know how much inventory we have left at the end of the year. Well, we have $29.70, right? Let's say the year ended right now. And then when we start the new year, this is where people don't understand. Let's say that this had happened in December of 2019. How would we bring that over to 2020? Well, you're going to start a new sheet for the next year, when you're done. And you can do this month by month on a sheet, or you can do this just on one recurring sheet all the way down. But when you start the new sheet, you're going to have a total inventory amount, right? Left, all of these items that are left, 2970. So when you start the year, see how we have a cost of inventory of 33? We're going to start a new sheet and we're going to fill in a total here of the sum of all those, and we're going to put at the end plus 2970, right? So that tells us how much we have in our inventory, right? Okay. See, 6270, because if we had started this year with inventory of 2970, well, once we started buying stuff, we're up to that. We didn't, but you guys get that, right? Okay. Then as these items, these older items sell, our cost of goods sold is going to have all of the ones that we bought this year that have sold like this, and any of the older ones as they sell are going to get added into this box because they're cost of goods sold for the new year, pretending like these were in 2019. And it should all remaining work out that way. Hopefully that makes sense to everyone. Now, the third column, you would do expenses. You could just do the date. You could do the expense, and then the expense category. You always want to keep these in categories, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. And then the amount, and then you can put anything else like vendor or store, where you got it from, whatever it is. You can even put like the payment method. Did you use PayPal? Did you use your debit card? Did you whatever. That's probably a good way to have a thing. So let's say on January 15th, you bought, I can't even spell expense, geez. You bought a new thermal printer, right? New thermal printer, expense category. This is called equipment. And you paid $150 and you bought it from eBay and you paid with your PayPal account, right? And let's say the next day you were like, oh, now I really, really need some bubble wrap to wrap my stuff up, right? That is called supplies. And then you paid $20 and you bought it off Amazon. And this is linked to your business debit card, right? And then let's say the next day you decided to buy, I don't know, envelopes. And that is supplies as well. Equipment are things that you keep. Supplies are things that you use up. Let's say you spent $50 on those and you got them from the eBay supply store, which is still the eBay, and you used your shipping coupon, your free shipping coupon, right? And then you can total these up, and there you go. And that is exactly how you would do your expenses all through the year as you buy stuff. Obviously, your inventory and cost of goods are here. These are for your other expenses. Let's say on 118, you decided to... look, I put 19 for all of them. Good Lord. Still doing it. Still guilty as charged. So change that to 2020, obviously. Let's say that you went to a thrift store and it is downtown and you had to pay to park downtown. So parking downtown for the thrift store, right? They had a really cool thrift store downtown. That is parking, and you paid $2 to park, and you paid it to the city of Tampa, and some lady was collecting it at the thing and you paid in cash. There you go. That's pretty much it. That's all you guys have to do. So that is number one way to do it. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the second way, which is called cost averaging. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do date, and I'm going to blow through this one just to make it easier. Let's say that it's 1/1 of 2020, right? And you're going to just put the number of items bought, right? Okay, so the number of items bought. Let's say, and then, well, you probably should put it here. Put store, items bought, number of items. Okay. And then price paid. Okay, so let's say you went into Goodwill. Let's say that you bought a bunch of shirts and pants. Let's say that you bought 20 items, and let's say you paid $40, right? Average cost. Obviously, we all know this is pretty easy math. We just divide it. Means you paid $2 a piece per item, right? So then, you scroll that down. You're going to do price paid. You're going to total that up. And then you're also going to do the average cost, which is, again, this divided by this. Okay, so let's say the next day you went to the Salvation Army and you bought all shorts, and then you bought 50 items and you paid $150, right? Okay, so that means you paid $3 per item, right? So now your new cost of goods average is $271, and you can adjust that decimal back. So we're down to $2.71. We bought 70 items at $190, $2.71. Now you're going to do the sold sheet exactly how you did the other sheet, right? Except when you're done with your solds over here, you're going to total up how many items you sold, right? So let's say the year ended here, and let's say that you sold 20 items, right? Well, 20 items at $271, if we do the math, if we open up our calculator, 20 items at an average of $2.71 means our cost of goods sold is $54.20, right? So cost of goods sold is this number, the 271 times the 20 items that we sold, is $54.28. And again, you can decimalize this, it's close enough. $54.29. And then since our total amount paid was $190, well, our remaining inventory is going to be the sum of the price paid minus the cost of goods sold, leaves us a remaining inventory of $135.71. And that would be it. So you would just have to fill this in as cost of goods average. So the sold sheet works exactly the same. You just have to know how many items you have sold, because you'll remove the amount of items off of the number of items you total bought. So every time you go out and buy, you have to record how many you bought that day and how much you spent total. It's going to give you an average, and then you're going to calculate the average times the amount of items you sold, and that'll leave you the remaining inventory. And so this is cost averaging. This is how you would do it. There is a third way to do it, which I touched on, but a lot of you don't understand it and don't like it. Essentially, you will put your cost of goods, all your cost of goods, into every item that's sold, and everything that you have left over will have a zero cost of goods. If you want further explanation on that, you could talk to me, but I recommend one of these first two routes to begin with. Route 1 requires a lot more time and effort to track item by item by item. I don't recommend it. I don't like it. I do cost averaging like this. But you certainly can do it the first way. A lot of you like to see that. And if that's you, that's okay. If you want to do cost averaging, this is how you can do it here. You could also do a mix of the two, recording high dollar stuff individually and cost averaging for the rest. That's totally okay as well. However you do it, just make sure the numbers are correct. So that is cost of goods inventory, cost of goods sold. With that said, let's jump back over to my phone and I will show you a little bit more of what Mark includes in his official accounting program. All right, so hopefully you guys have a little bit better of an understanding of cost of goods versus cost of goods sold and inventory. Now, of course, there's a million other things that you have to learn about deductions, expenses, all of that sort of thing, how to set it up and how to track it day by day and do all of those things. Well, I can't give you legal advice. I just show you in my material how I do it. Not everyone is the same. Not every business is the same. And so that's why, I've been chatting with and have made pretty good friends with Mark. You've probably heard of him, Not Your Dad's CPA. If you haven't, you may recognize Mark. That's Mark right there. And this is his Reseller Tax Academy website. And that's what he calls it. And so I'm going to send you guys over there with this link actually directly to it. No video necessary. Just actually go check out his website and read through it. You'll get a better idea. Like I said, if you decide to get Mark to help you as a licensed CPA accountant, he can help you across the country because he works with resellers. Now, every state is different, and I'm sure Mark knows a lot of them. But just keep that in mind with any CPA, every state is different. But he'll be able to help you with pretty much everything and point you in the right direction. So with that said, Mark breaks this down. I'm just on my iPad and I'm going to show you. Mark breaks this down into the reasons why taxes are so important. We all know the legal ramifications, the money, the stress, the way to do it. I show you some really good ways of daily keeping yourself not from getting overwhelmed. But when you scroll down here farther, Mark breaks this down into basically 9 sections. And so section 1 is introduction to taxes. And again, I'm going to link this. You can go read it. And it says connecting taxes directly to your success, understanding how they relate to your goals, learning about the resources you can use to optimize your business, and downloading questions to ask a CPA cheat sheet. Because obviously a lot of you are going to be hiring CPAs. Even if you have help like this or a course or a module or program You're still going to get a CPA in most cases until you get the hang of it, at least for a year or two. Number 2 is laying your basic tax foundation, which is connecting the dots from income tax to self-employment tax, what all the different taxes are and how they affect you. Learn sales tax, obviously your state sales tax, a lot of changes, things to learn there. Understanding your responsibilities, when you have to pay, why you have to pay, what you're paying. So that's all number 2. Number 3 is evaluating where you are now. So figuring out if you're a hobby, a business, somewhere in between, what you've been tracking, what you haven't been tracking, how to set it all up, and getting a preview of what it's going to look like when you get it all set up, to know your numbers. So number 4, determining the best business structure. Discovering, LLCs, C Corps, S Corps, learn how to organize multiple businesses, ones you may already have. If you have W-2 income, you have a job and you're doing a business, so you'll learn about that in 4. Number 5 is inventory. So this is a little bit more in depth than what my stuff shows you, which is deducting your inventory, cost of goods sold, accounting for the personal items that you may sell or buy, leveraging them to reduce tax bills, and managing your inventory donations and junk that you may throw away. All part of part 5 of this. Part 6 is the deductions, which I just mentioned, your expenses and deductions. Taking advantage of a QBI deduction, worth 20% of your profit. If you don't know what that is, well, you're going to want to learn what that is. Home office deductions, obviously one everyone asks about. How to deduct mileage, meals, travel, common reseller deductions. I hit on those. He's, again, a licensed CPA. He probably can tell you dozens more that I don't. Sorting out your current tax affairs. Learn about IRS audits, how to prepare for them. Simple proactive tax strategies. Secure peace of mind, knowing that your numbers are right. Okay, number 8 is knowing your numbers in general, following the basic day-to-day bookkeeping so you know that it's calculating correctly. Track and review your numbers, how to go through them month by month, week by week, year by year. Analyze business trends, make decisions based on information. So if you can see your numbers, you can see what stuff is profiting, what stuff isn't. You can see where you're doing good, where you're not, and you can fix it or get rid of the stuff that's not doing so well. And then number 9 is putting it all together. So using the checklist, there's a Get Start checklist, which will help you from like day 1. You get access to all of this all immediately. Internalizing the steps you can take to see the bigger picture, and then the instant start button. So all of this included here, I'll link it again. Mark has set it up in a couple different options that you can choose. Either option that you choose, he also has one-on-one in a Facebook group, a private group that you can be added to if you decide to get Mark's help. He has an About Me with his beautiful family here. Mark, I'll read a little bit from it. Mark is a CPA, CFP practitioner, enrolled agent, accounting degree and MBA in finance. He's worked with public accounting and corporate finance at Fortune 500 companies and works exclusively with online sellers almost. So he knows resell. He's not going to be like, Amazon, what? Mark knows what he's doing. We had a great live show on his Instagram a couple weeks back. He hosts the free Facebook group, Accounting for Online Sellers, which again is a link to it. You can join there. It says he likes to pretend that he still skateboards and plays volleyball, enjoys working out, eating pizza, spending time with the fam, and then he also has his website and email on this site. So I'll link it, go check it out, give Mark a shout out, tell him I sent you, get his awesome tax help course program. If you really don't know what you're doing, if you're new, if you're experienced, if you need help, please consider it. And if you do, shoot me over a email with your receipt, your confirmation from Mark that you got it, and I will include all of my material for free. You'll get all of my guides and books and everything that I'll shoot over to you upon getting that confirmation and receipt, and I appreciate it. Good luck to Mark. Thank you for your help in the community. It was awesome chatting with you, Mark. We'll be in touch soon, and hopefully everyone enjoys his course that takes it. Give me some reviews if you do, or if you ever have, put it in the comment section. And if you need any further help with cost of goods sold, and inventory, absolutely leave a comment down below or email me rockstarflipper@gmail.com and I'll do what I can. I'll try to get Mark on live here on the show to talk about it some more. Maybe Thursday night, I'll check his schedule. If not, next week. And I'll leave you guys with that. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you tomorrow.